Well, everyone, it actually ended up happening again. One of my devices, after installing a beta, actually completely bricked almost for the most part, and I would probably recommend everyone to not install another beta on your device. So, for those of you who don't know where I'm in right now, why it's saying macOS Ventura, not macOS Sonoma, whatever the name is, well, basically, I last night went to go ahead and install macOS Sonoma on the oldest MacBook Air. So this right here is a 2018 MacBook Air. It's really not even like that old of a MacBook. I mean, it's what, 5 years old? It's still in decent condition. Everything still is working fine. And I actually like this MacBook Air a lot. I love the design and everything about it, right? I went to go ahead and install that latest version of that beta. And it's funny because it's not even a beta 1, it's technically beta 2 now. So I went through, installed it. I do have the main developer account. I pay $100 a year for it. And I followed the instructions of installing it to a T. I made sure my MacBook was plugged in. I made sure it had ample enough storage. And this is not the first beta I've installed. This isn't even the first beta I've installed on this MacBook. I've installed a beta on this MacBook probably for the last like 2 years or so. So now I went through last night, went through the initial install process, completely downloaded the full version of macOS. And honestly, it's very hard to break a MacBook nowadays. It's very hard to break them as long as you go through and let the MacBook kind of go through and update and everything. Well, what ended up happening last night apparently is that apparently during the install process, the MacBook randomly restarted. I was keeping my eye on it, and what happened was I was looking at the Apple logo and it was going through and it was installing perfectly fine. And then what ended up happening was the MacBook just randomly restarted. I have no idea why. I had enough battery. This MacBook doesn't have a faulty battery as far as I know. The charger didn't go out. None of my breakers went out of my house. Like nothing like that happened. I look back at the MacBook and it randomly restarts. And I'm like, okay, maybe that's part of the install process. And then it boots into not even the internet recovery, it boots into a completely different area. And it tells me that, basically it can't boot into my MacBook, my hard drive because it's just not accessible or something like that. So that completely freaked me out. Not really didn't freak me out, but I was just so confused. But now basically what happened was I had to go back into my internet recovery. And now we're going through and we're reinstalling macOS Ventura. But get this, the funniest part, and of course this is going to happen, this is my 20th time trying to install macOS Ventura on this specific hard drive. I'm still not able to go ahead and successfully install it. I keep getting a PK download error on this specific MacBook. So I don't even know if this MacBook's going to be able to have macOS Ventura even installed on it. Maybe I'll have to find a different way. Maybe I have to erase a specific hard drive again. So as of right now, that's basically where we are. The moral of the story though is please don't ever install a beta on your Mac, even the official version of macOS. Always make sure you have backups installed. I didn't have a backup of this MacBook because it's not, I don't have anything on this macOS machine anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But if you do install a beta or if you're installing the next major version of macOS on your specific device, I would 1000% recommend making sure your device does have some sort of backup. Make sure you have some sort of data backed up on your machine, because if you don't, you may be in the situation that I'm in where MacBook's just probably not going to be able to work anytime soon. So that pretty much covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comments section below. Hit the like button, that will mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.